truth on Elizabeth's family business from 90 Day Fiance. Guys, if you don't already know, Elizabeth and Andre, they are back on 90 Day Fiance. In the last episode, all they could ever talk about was the family business and the family business and the family freaking business. And so I sat there and said, what in God's name is this? If you don't already know, there have been all these rumors and allegations against this, that, and the other on the dad and the brother and all this crap. And so I finally sat down once and for all, did some research, and we are going to expose what is this freaking family business? Are they making any money? And what is going on? And the other thing with this family business I want to bring up very quick is the whole fact that Andre in the first episode told, he went to Elizabeth's dad, Chuck, and said, listen, Chuck, I need a loan for $100,000. And I don't know Chuck. He lives in a nice house. It appears on the show. But all I'm saying is I kind of looked at him and said, geez, is he that rich of a guy where you could just say, here you go, here's a check for $100,000, go do whatever you want, pay it back whenever you feel like it, Andre? Because Elizabeth, Chuck's, daughter, she was totally like, we're gonna get this money, we're gonna be all good. So it's like she believes he can at least give her $100,000. And it's like, if you have $100,000 to just say, here's a check for $100,000, you must be pretty freaking well off. So that's when I kind of got wondering, and here is the truth. So it appears that they own several businesses in Florida, Tampa, Florida, the main one being CMP Capital Investments. And if you are wondering what in the heck they do, it appears and it sounds like they do some flipping on the side. More on that in a minute, but what it sounds like they are landlords to not very nice places. Some of their places could be nice, and I don't, who even cares? That's just that's all I'm gonna say. Like, some places are nice, some places aren't. They aren't nice. That doesn't really matter. So if they rent nice places or not, I don't care. That shouldn't matter. This is where it gets kind of controversial and just flat out strange. Supposedly, according to people who have rented from them online, and let's use that word supposed, it could be fake. It could be people that watch the show and just doesn't like it. We don't know for sure, but supposedly these people were living in their houses and whatnot, and they were getting these letters from the Podcast family, Elizabeth and her family, saying, hey, you have 2 weeks to move out, and the house is being foreclosed on, and you have to get out of here, and if you don't get out, we could, do this, that, the other with the court. We're going to bring you to court, we do the old eviction process, and we're going to charge you 3 times. It was all this just crazy, this crap, and I read that from several different places, that was basically the whole thing. They would, you'd move into a place, you'd start paying rent, then all of a sudden, boom, a couple months after, they'd get an eviction notice saying that this place is going to be foreclosed on and you have to move out. And I read it a million times, and I still to this day do not understand, why do they do that? I don't understand I want to talk to them so bad. And honestly, in full transparency, I was talking to Charlie about him coming on. Charlie is the brother. And for sure what happened is he asked 90 Day Fiance, I don't know. Maybe he went on my channel and said, wow, this guy's annoying. Wow, this guy sucks. Who knows? But we were talking. He wanted to come on. He was all for it. And then boom, just like that, cricket. So he probably went to 90 Day Fiance and said, listen, can I go on this guy's channel? And those jerks probably said no. But it's like, my whole thing is this. What is the business? Business is for a profit. How do you make a profit doing that? If they own these places and they're renting them and then they're foreclosing them, how do you make any money? So that's the number one, the first thing. I just don't understand the whole business model. I understand the real estate model. I thought, well, you get a place, you fix it, you rent it, there you go, bada boom, bada bang. How do they make any money if they're foreclosing on all these places? So I don't get it. Maybe if you understand the whole real estate business more, you can shoot me a message and let me know. I just don't understand for the life of me, but that is what supposedly people are commenting online. Let me say it one more time. Supposed. I don't want to say anything that isn't untrue. And that's my whole point was this with the whole Charlie thing is I want to know. Okay, these are the rumors, Charlie. That's what everyone's saying, that, you guys are sending foreclosure notices. And it's so weird because as far as I knew, you can't foreclose on a house every single week. Eventually the banks are going to say, we're not going to give you money if you're foreclosing every 2 seconds. So it just doesn't make any sense. And I don't understand, what is the advantage to a foreclosure? Do you make any money? I don't understand. Do you get some money or do you, it doesn't make any freaking sense. But my whole point is this. I wanted to have Charlie to come on this channel to talk and chat, and I thought it'd be really fun, honestly, just to have him come on. We could ask him, just I'm curious. I'm not trying to bash the guy. I'm just curious. Dude, can you explain to me what these foreclosures are? What does it mean? Come on here, share your side of the story, because maybe there's more to the story. Maybe it's maybe they had bad business part. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to just play both sides of the field, but I'm just like, you know, why? I don't understand. What is the freaking point? Number one, that's the main thing. How do you make money if they're foreclosing on every single one of their properties? Where is the money? I don't know if they get like, you know, a bonus. I don't know. I just don't freaking get it. That's number one. Number two, for sure, they are borrowing money from the bank. That's what you do in the real estate business. Leverage, leverage, leverage. You have to use leverage in real estate to make any money because you can't use cash. You can't. You put some money down. The bank loans you the rest. My thing is this. How do banks keep loaning these people money if they truly, in fact, are foreclosing on all their freaking properties? It doesn't make any sense. So once again, I don't get it. So yeah, that was pretty much it. These people were saying that they were going in, they were paying rent, and the places were dirty. That was the thing I said at the beginning. The places were dirty. I don't like judging at that because I've lived in places before where the rent is pennies on the freaking dollar. And yes, it's very dirty. My first apartment had a literal cockroach in my bathroom, but I was paying pennies on the dollar. So I didn't feel like I was one to complain because, you know, it's freaking cheap. So I don't know. We don't know what they're charging. We don't know anything about that, but we did see pictures and it looked kind of it looked older-ish. It didn't look very new whatsoever, but I don't know about that. And that is kind of like I was saying, it's all relative to what you're paying. So that's not really that big of a deal. But honestly being, you know, having to vacate, because a lot of people did say that they were all of a sudden getting a letter. They moved in a couple months ago and they got a letter saying you have to vacate in 2 weeks. And if you don't, we are going to charge you like 3 times rent, which is another thing too. How would you even get the money? Because like the person for sure wouldn't ever pay it. And then it's like if they went to court, would a judge really get? So it doesn't make any free. This whole thing does not make any bit of sense. So if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, how do they make any money? Because as far as I know, you can't make any money if you are foreclosing on rentals. You make money from rentals by getting rent, and then of course selling it. But if you are foreclosing, that's the opposite of making money. So as far as I know, I don't know how profitable this whole family business really is. The thing I do know is a couple things. Okay, they're all basically realtors. I don't know about Charlie, but the dad and Elizabeth and the sisters, they're all realtors in Florida. So they are probably making money from selling homes. I kind of thought that they were just selling themselves homes. Like, you know, like let's say Elizabeth, say she's a realtor, let's just say, and she was to sell, what is it, CMP Capital Investments, her dad's business, a home that he can rent. Then it's like he sells, or she sells it to him. She gets her commish. You know what I'm talking about? So she makes a little bit of money, and then he makes money as the whole rental thing. That's what I thought. But I just don't know if that's, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I do know they are all realtors, and it does sound like the dad himself was, and I believe still is, a realtor, and it actually kind of sounds like a lot of his money, it sounds like, is just coming from being a realtor. Now, the guy is freaking old, so I don't know, maybe he's partially retired now, I don't know, but it did sound like in his main career, the guy was just selling real estate. The thing I will say, and I hate to say it, but I am going to say this, a few years back, like, let me actually find the year, one sec. Okay, it was actually 2009, so it was only 12 years ago, and we don't know the specifics once again, so take it or leave it for what it is, but there was not rumors, this was actually happened. Elizabeth's dad, Chuck, God bless the guy, yeah, he didn't pay child support and he got in some trouble. And so I hate to go back to it, but I'd have to say it again. How is he going to give Andre $100,000 if he cannot pay child support just 12 years ago? And hey, if you look back at me a couple years ago, like I said, I was living in a place with cockroaches running around the bathroom. Like, things can change. People can get back on their feet. So maybe 12 years ago, he was kind of down on his luck. That was actually in 2009, and we all do know 2008 was the real estate crash. So maybe he lost a bunch of money, he had no money, and he couldn't pay child support. I don't know the specifics, but it does kind of sound like, geez, how can the guy go from having nothing to enough money to say, here you go, Charlie, Andre, here's $100,000. But you want to know how all these people make all their freaking money besides the dad, thankfully, and you'll know why I said thankfully in a couple of seconds. They all have a side hustle. You want to know what their side hustle is? It's not real estate. It's not this, that, the other. They have an only freaking fans account, and that's what they all do. Not just Elizabeth, not just Andre, they all do it. And for some reason, it never got mentioned on the show. This is the scoop. I'm going to read this real quick because I wrote this note down. Elizabeth and her siblings, they all have them. Elizabeth charges $12.95 for a subscription per month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they all make their money by saying, hey, we'll do this, that, and the other, and you send a tip. So that's how they make their money. So she probably is getting paid, I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't sign up for it. No offense, Elizabeth, but I would not. But yeah, I don't know. She's probably making anywhere from 10 to 25, probably even more $1,000 a month. Remember, Larissa, yeah, she was making like 50 grand a month. Do you remember that one girl? Oh, what is her name? Stephanie. Not the Stephanie from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Stephanie from, where's she from? New York? She was with Erica. Yeah, she was making like $90,000 per month. So, which is just, oh, it's a lot of money for just doing that. So yeah, anyway, my whole point being is Elizabeth, she's not as big as them, and I feel like she doesn't have that kind of a following base. Like, I feel like her followers, they're just kind of more just ladies that just kind of watch the show. I don't think she has a lot of men. I could be wrong. Maybe she does. But it just seems like Larissa and even kind of Stephanie's, they're kind of more like just trying to get the guys to watch, whereas Elizabeth's kind of more family friendly. I don't know. I could be wrong. My whole point being is that's how she appears to make a lot of her money, is from that. 90 Day Fiance. She also sells crap. Last I saw, John Yates posted a couple days ago that Elizabeth will follow you on social media for $300. And it's like, who in their right mind, if there was one person in this universe, not state, not country, not even world, I'm talking about the whole freaking universe, that paid Elizabeth $300 to follow her on social media, you don't even get it. Like, you literally, she presses a button and you have to give her $300. So I'm sure no one has ever done that in their right mind. And if they have, Lord help me. But it's just like, yeah, she does that. She probably makes about 90% of her money. I could be wrong, but she probably makes a good portion of her money just from stuff, you know, this Cameo, the other stuff, 90 Day Fiance. She was also in a couple movies. They weren't very popular, but she was in movies. And that's probably how she makes a lot of her money. So the real estate business for her doesn't seem to be too huge. I guess it could be, but it doesn't seem to be very huge at all. And it's not just Elizabeth. Andre, he has one too. Charlie and his wife, they have one too. Jen, Elizabeth's sister, she has one too. And I think that might be it. Her other sister might have one too, but either way, like that, okay, what is that, 4 or 5 accounts? They all have one. And that's why I said, thankfully, her dad, no offense to her dad, doesn't do this, but everyone else has one. They're all doing it. And my whole point being is this, that's probably how they make about 95% of their money. So the family business, the family business, is it a real business, or is it they're just, you know, doing God knows what? It sounds like, to me, there's just not much going on. And I'm not trying to shame or be rude or anything like that. I am honestly, like I said, I want Charlie or the dad or someone to come on here and share this side of the story. I'm not by any means trying to cross any boundaries or anything. I am just reading his allegations thinking, if it's true, why? What do you gain by foreclosing every 2 seconds? Like, for the life of me, I consider myself not really smart, but smart enough. I understand real estate, kind of, somewhat, sort of. And it's like, where is the money? So when they keep selling this family business, to me, number one, I don't understand it. I don't see what business is here. I don't understand what they're even doing. I really don't understand. You guys want to know something very interesting? I don't understand how they're all supporting themselves, because they have Elizabeth's family, Charlie's family. He's got a big family. They got Chuck. They have Jen. They have about 5 families in this whole real estate family business thing. And I can tell you guys one thing. I have so many friends that own real estate, and you don't make that much money. I don't care if you're in Florida or this, that, and the other. So it's like, do they make enough money owning a handful of rentals that they can all support each of their families? It does not seem so. And I know it sounds like it. You know, hey, they get $1,000 a month here. But no. Industry average, your net profit is usually around 50% in real estate, not including your mortgage. That means the taxes, maintenance, the this, that, and the other, the property management, that's usually about 50% profit. However, then you have to deduct your mortgage, because yes, if they are foreclosing, then yes, they are going to the bank and borrowing the money, which is perfectly fine. It's just, why foreclose? And my whole point being is this: if they are, let's say they are taking in $1,000 for this one, it is one rental, it's not very nice, they're taking $1,000 a month. Okay, then let's deduct $500 a month for this cost, that cost, this, that, and the other. and next thing you know, they have $500 a month, which is $6,000 a year, but then they're gonna have their mortgage. They're probably not gonna, they're gonna make a couple grand a year per freaking property, and I don't think they have that many. They might have, what, 10, 20? Even if, let's just hypothetically say that they do have a profit of $6,000 a year per property, probably a stretch. Well, let's just say that. And let's just say they have 50 properties, which is probably a complete stretch. Probably not true. Say they have 50 properties, that's $300,000 a year. A lot of money for one person, but say they have 5 families in there. That's 60 grand a year. Yeah, that could very easily probably support, even though they all have kids, but that could support them, yes. But would they be living this lifestyle with the this and the car, the that and the whole thing? No, they would not. I'm sorry. $60,000 a year, yes, it's a lot of money, but if you have a wife and you have like 4 or 5 kids, that would be very hard, in my opinion, to, I mean, it's a lot of money, but geez, yeah, you gotta feed a lot of people for, that's a lot of people you gotta feed and take care of, and they appear to live that whole Kardashian lifestyle where they got the nice shoes and the cars and the clothes, so it's like, yeah, it just does not seem true. I could be wrong, but it seems like kind of a stretch. And the main thing too is, there's no way they have 50 properties. They probably have like 10 or 20 if even. So yeah, the whole family business to me seems like a load of crap. But guys, comment below what you guys think. I could be wrong, and if I do ever get anyone on this channel, I will let y'all know, and we can come up with some very fun questions to ask them. And before I sign off for the day, kind of on a serious, weird, I just hate this crap. I hate serious stuff. But on a more serious note, my cousin's mom passed away, who is also my mom, who has her own YouTube channel, if you guys know her, sweetest lady in the whole world. She was my mom's best friend and also my cousin's mom, so it's just a double whammy. She passed last Wednesday, and that's why I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere, because I'm here for the funeral. I just wanted to say, I don't want to waste anyone's time. I just want to say, if you could pass out your energy, I don't need it. I'm fine, but my mom, my cousins, it's just a sad situation. So if you could pass out your vibes, your energy. I don't like getting personal on YouTube. I just don't. I think I'm boring. I'm one of the most boring people in the whole world. But I'm asking you guys for a favor, not for me, but for everyone else, because this was very sudden. It was strange, sad, just, yeah. I don't cry often, but I bawl my freaking eyes out. I just feel awful, honestly, guys. And, yeah, that's all I gotta say. So I was just asking from the bottom of your heart if you could send out some good vibes, prayers, whatever you believe in. It means the world to me. It really helps. I just appreciate it. Not for me, but for my family, everyone else. Thank you so much. Well, guys, sorry to get all serious, but it's kind of a serious note. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys. I do. I mean it. I don't say that nearly enough, but when I'm getting serious, I might as well just say that too. I love you guys, the positive ones, the haters. I love every last one of you guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Please send out some prayers, vibes, voodoo, whatever you believe in. I love you all so much. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, share, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.